All right, so this next one is something that probably is only going to work either against people that are the same length as you, same height, or especially for you long-legged boys out there, you have that advantage against everybody. If I don't have the ability, or I lose, like within the battle here, my ability to control Rob's leg here with this leg, and he starts to withdraw, I can certainly still take this leg to catch up here, so that as Rob tries to perform a technical stand-up, I place my heel down heavily into the mat and catch his heel or somewhere on the calf. As you see, Rob's trying to use some flexibility here to externally rotate his hip and get around it. And as that battle happens, I'm able to just complete the race at this point and win. And so when a technical stand-up happens, this leg never withdraws in a straight line back like this. It's very difficult. This leg will always end up going perpendicular to the rest of my body back through like this, which means a lever that we can catch here, just like we would with a hand, like depending on the kind of wrestling finishes you'd be doing, to stop that from being able to go through. So all I'm looking at doing is something changed, something I lost a grip. I'm planting my foot here, and I'm driving my knee here, and I can even potentially, like in some circumstances, if I have to let go of this leg, I can, knowing that Rob can never fully get himself into base here, but this is just temporary control. That as I'm here, I can start to lift and withdraw my leg into better base, and you can see I have the ability to drive here, Rob does not, and I can finish.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's just, at the very end of those movements,
It's a late lever control. And I should point out that during this, you know, if Rory's starting to do that technical stand-up, and I use this, the block here, so if you just move your knee out a little bit, there you go, like that's, so, yeah, he can still kind of do that. Yes. What I want to do, as he's doing that, is sometimes I'll use a butterfly hook to like stop him from widening his base out. So keep widening your base out behind you. A little more difficult. And as long as I keep this leg elevated, I can still win that battle. So even if you don't control this well enough to the point where you can kind of do that, which is the ideal, that's how we want to use this. Yeah. You can still, as long as you're really focused on keeping this leg off the ground, you can use a butterfly. And see how like this, I can just drag him back to me using that same kind of leg pull thing. So like both lever points, this one's more powerful because it's a ratchet lever, the one that Rory showed initially. The direct one to the hip, the butterfly hook one, really only works if you're still lifting the leg. So sometimes you're gonna have to let go of that leg and pursue, a bit of a wrestling exchange. In which case, definitely don't do that. Don't use the butterfly hook one, because once you let go of the legs, that doesn't really work. But it's just a slightly different option you can use if you're really diligent about lifting that leg. And if you are diligent about lifting that leg, it solves a lot of problems that would be occurring.
Absolutely. So this is not a technique that we use as like our plan A.
Oh god, this is like plan D or E or
We've got to decide that we wanted. We're looking at like base switching, post switching. We've done some grip fighting. We're starting to get up, and it's like, no, I can win this battle, and this is one more tool that I can use just to deny that base that I have the advantage, and I can win the fight.